A few months ago, we looked at the nominations for this year's Heavy Music Awards, and today we'll be going over all the winners from last night's show, as well as seeing how well our choices did. I'm Gibby, that's Al,
Hiya.
and that's Shane.
Hi.
If you'd like to hear a longer version of this conversation, then head over to Spotify to check out our podcast. The link for that is in the description down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. So with that out of the way, let's get right into the first category. Best Album, Sleep Token. Now when we did these nominations, I was very adamant that Sleep Token should win that.
I'll give you that. You were right. Looking at the nominees, I wouldn't have gone for Sleep Token personally.
Look, the Sleep Token album was good and I respect it, and I'm also not mad that it won. But that whole Absence album, it was such a big thing for them. It's done such big things for them.
I think any of them would have deserved it if it had won. Take Me Back to Eden. I could listen to that album start to finish and not be bored.
I think it's kind of different in a way though, because Take Me Back to Eden is a concept album, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Like
supposed
there's
to be
a
listened to
through
that way,
line
isn't
there. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like there's a narrative, there is a specific chronological order to get a story from the album.
The one that we were collectively the happiest with would be Shikari, and that's obviously because we're massive Shikari fans. But
I mean, it was also number one.
yeah, that was Shikari's album was their first UK number one. But Take Me Back to Eden turned Sleep Token from a band that was playing halfway down the third stage at Download to potentially being talked about as headliners next year.
See, I'm going to be quite controversial now because I've not really given Sleep Token that much of a chance.
Cancelled.
It's because in the same way I never watched Game of Thrones, there's too much hype. Yeah, they're alright, they're quite good, but it's like almost a cult and I just can't get my head around it. So then
That's kind of the whole shtick though, isn't it? It's kind of part of it, I guess, in a way. So it lends itself to having that kind of fandom.
It's marketing, isn't it? Because it's more than just the music. Then it's like it becomes more of an art project, I suppose. The simple fact is, it was the biggest album, so it's quote unquote the best. Do you know what I mean?
It's the biggest album when it's beaten a UK number one album.
In 10 years' time, if you ask people what was the bigger album, I think people would say Take Me Back to Eden, because that really felt like a moment in the scene. Yeah, so we got that one wrong. We said Shikari. Next one was Best Breakthrough Album. We said Hot Milk, and we got that one wrong as well. It was Graphic Nature.
Yeah, I would have said, looking at that list, Graphic Nature would have been my pick now.
I've still not listened to it. I told myself when we voted I was going to go and listen to it, and I just haven't found the time.
I mean, I have listened to it now, kind of now thinking about it and what the category is as a breakthrough album. For Wargasm or Hot Milk, Empire State Bastard, they were already kind of names that I knew or had seen before and things like that.
Well, we got that one wrong, but fair play to Graphic Nature. And because
definitely.
Because it won, it means I do now actually have to go and listen to it.
Yeah.
So I've got no excuse.
Yeah, definitely.
You won't be disappointed, it's quite good.
Right, well, if it's bad, I'm coming for you.
That's on me, yeah.
Blame Shane.
Next category, Best UK Artist. I was surprised by this. Skindred won it.
I am, and I'm not surprised. They're so iconic now, like within the UK music scene. They're just Skindreds everywhere.
Yeah, they're on like the One Show and stuff like that.
They're just such icons, I guess. And I think that they're fantastic. I've only seen them live once. It was so awesome, and I also think their most recent album was actually really, really good as well.
I love Skindred, and I'm made up for them that they won. But I was certain that Bring Me the Horizon were nailed on for that, because if you're thinking Best UK Artist, you look at 2023. I don't know. I just thought 2023 was Bring Me Gia.
Yeah, with the headliners down. Yeah, I get what you mean.
And I know Best UK Live Artist is a different category. We'll come to that in a bit. But I was certain that Bring Me, like 2023 was the year of Bring Me the Horizon, and they were nailed on for that. But I am made up that Skindred won it.
Yeah.
So that was Best UK Artist. Best International Artist. Now Sam must have voted for this about 10,000 times and hacked the voting.
He made that many emails just to vote for Courtney LaPlante that many times.
Yeah, he didn't even vote for Spirit Box. Spirit Box were the winners, by the way.
Stiff competition in that group.
But they're just so big right now. They're everywhere on my socials with like Courtney's live vocals and stuff.
But then you've got like Electric Callboy and Bad Omens as well, who you just sort of see them names everywhere.
Yeah, I was certain that was going to go to someone like Electric Callboy or something.
They're just fun, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Sam and his 5,000 email addresses in
They're
front
very
of them.
deserving, though.
They
Like,
did.
I think
Oh,
they're awesome.
I do love Spirit Box. They just wouldn't have been my pick. We said between us, we said Beartooth. I didn't say Beartooth, by the way, but I was outvoted and I was happy to just go with it at the time. I did say Electric Callboy, but none of us got it right.
We're not doing very well on this.
Well, no, this is another one we got wrong. Best UK live artist. Now, I'm happy to be wrong on this one because we said Bring Me the Horizon, again, because of that download show.
I think Holding Absence were just on a bit of a streak, though. They played a ridiculous amount of shows last year. I mean, they played Threes twice. Like, I think I saw them 3 times last year.
I'm going to say something that you're going to hate me for, Al.
Oh, no.
I don't think they deserved it. And that doesn't mean that they're bad. I mean, in any other year, fair enough. The residency shows they did at the start of last year when the voting was applicable for, Shikari and Bring Me the Horizon, I think they bring an energy.
It's never been about production value for Holding Absence,
No, of
though.
course not,
Like,
no.
if you go to one of their shows, they won't even do an encore because they're like, in the time that we spend messing about going off and then come back on again, we could have played a song or two. And it's just it's so much more about audience connection. Like, you'll know from like the Tree shows and the Lead show, in that moment, like, absolutely nothing else matters. It's just like you and them and the music.
I cried.
It's not about pyro and lasers and things like that. So I think it just depends on what you value as what you think makes something the best.
Definitely,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is subjective, obviously.
If you factor in like musicianship as well, Holding Absence are very stripped back. There isn't much in terms of stuff that they play along with. They just play with themselves.
That wasn't me trying to say that they're not a great band, by the way.
Oh, no, I know.
One of the few bands that no matter how many times I see them, at some point during the set, I'm going to cry. And that's your fault, Al, because you got me into them.
You're welcome.
Definitely well deserved. I just thought when held up against some of the other bands, that wouldn't have been my first choice. But I'm absolutely made up for them that they won. Now, best international live artist, we spoke about them a bit earlier. Electric Callboy.
I think their live show is where that word, Shane, you were saying, fun, kind of really comes into it. I've seen them once in Leeds and we all got separated and I spent most of that gig by myself, which would have been my worst nightmare, but I actually still had a really great time.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really great show.
I wouldn't even call it a show, though. Do you know, it's a party.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just absolute, like, you're going to have a good time, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. They don't slow down. In fact, they do slow down for a moment, but it's still fun. They'll slow down and play like Backstreet Boys and get everyone singing along. And it's like, not many bands will just turn up, do like an hour and a half, whatever it was, and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And you've still got the energy for it by the end of the set. We said Electric Callboy for that one, so we got one right.
We got one right.
Yay.
Finally.
In a way, we won the award. Best breakthrough live artist, Throne.
I love Throne. They're so good. They're so heavy. They are my sleep token. If you like, there's just this weird hype about them, and I just found them by accident. I was just like, I stumbled across it on Spotify, and I was just going, "Fuck, this is good." They started appearing in Nick Nocturnal videos, and I was like, "Oh, it's that band that I found," because I kept forgetting who they were.
Why is it best breakthrough live artist?
Like when Morgasm broke through, and everyone was going to their shows, and it was just such a good show to be at, and you had such a good time. You were angry, you were moving, you were ready. That's what they do.
We said Scene Queen for that.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Scene Queen won it.
And it's just all very like kitschy and cute and pink and Barbie.
She didn't even win Throne. This is what the HMAs and award show in general should do, is we're not only talking about the winners, but we're talking about the other people that were nominated. Out of the 7 nominees, maybe there's 7 people there that deserve to win, and that just shows how strong the scene is right now. You think, how lucky are we right now?
Yeah, there's a lot coming our way.
So the next one, best UK breakthrough artist, is another one that we got right. Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay! We said Rory.
Rory is kind of another person similar to Scene Queen. She's 39, I believe, and has just won best UK breakthrough artist. A bit of a beacon, I guess, to sort of not give up if there's something that you really want to do, and especially for women or femme people in this scene, it's so important to have those role models.
So then that was best UK breakthrough artist. Best international breakthrough artist was Kim Dracula. We said Honey Revenge.
That was just me and my personal bias again.
Well, yeah. I've not listened to Kim Dracula, so I can't really comment on.
I've not either. Like, I'm not up on them. I know that they're more of like a heavy metal trap artist,
Right,
and
okay.
like they're visually quite striking. I would say Black Parade era Gerard Way, almost
Oh,
is
no.
kind of the vibe that they give me a little bit.
Mixed with a bit of Ghostmane.
Really, really creative from stuff that I've seen like on Instagram and whatnot.
Mhm.
So it'd be one to check out for sure.
And hopefully, like, winning this award, like, pushes them into the spotlight a little bit more as well.
Yeah, definitely. Important exposure as well, because I might not have ever have heard of them. Do you know what I mean? If I'd not seen their name A, nominated, and B, now having won. So yeah, hopefully it does good bits for them.
And then the last category is best album artwork. We said Polaris with Fatalism and Creeper won it.
Sangrevour, maybe.
Something in French. I was quite adamant that Take Me Back to Eden should have won for like the symbolism and what it represents in conjunction with the actual album itself.
Polaris has got that imagery because like it's one of them ones where you look at it and it's like, oh yeah, that's people. But then like my instant thought was penguins.
I do see why Sangrevour won. The word Sangrevour means animals that nourish on or consume other animals' blood. If you look at the album artwork, it's these like Renaissance period women with this sort of like vampire in the middle on a throne of skulls. It does kind of make sense, and it is also a beautiful piece when you look at it, like, of art.
The thing that annoys me with Creeper is that their whole aesthetic and the imagery and artwork that they use just always seems a bit pretentious to me because it never matches what you hear.
That's what I've been saying about Ghost for years.
Like you see Ghost and you think, oh, they're going to be really heavy and it's going to be really good, and then it's
jazz
just
rock.
Yeah.
It's Nickelback if they dressed up like Cradle of Filth.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't stall. Careful what you say about Nickelback.
And I like Nickelback, but if a band came on stage dressed like Cradle of Filth, you want them to sound like Cradle of Filth. I really wanted to vote for Sleep Token for what the artwork meant in combination with the music, but we said no. If it's just based on the album artwork, I can appreciate the Creeper artwork as its own piece.
Like if you didn't know Creeper and you were just going, right, I'm going to buy an album today based on the artwork. If you just wanted to try something new and you looked at the artwork and went, I'll give that a go, you'd be very surprised.
Well, that's why they say never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of this category, is to...
So that was the 10 categories that we were allowed to vote on. But apart from that, the HMAs also had 2 bonus awards. The first of which was just called The H, and this is for contribution services to the scene, and it went to Bloodstock Festival for their Metal to the Masses. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with the way it works, between now and next year's Bloodstock Festival, basically, in your local area, there'll be a Metal to the Masses competition full of local bands. Those bands that win those heats then move on to the next stage, and then have like the semi-finals of that, then move on to the district finals, and then the bands, I think it's like the top 10 or 12 bands that win those then get to play Bloodstock next year on the new Blood stage. Every festival should be doing stuff like that. Definitely well-deserved award. And congratulations to Bloodstock just for doing a lot of the legwork in helping the next generation of bands that are going to be winning the awards that we've just talked about, like the breakthrough artists and stuff.
They're doing the right thing, in my opinion, doing this anyway. But then, could you imagine if one of the bands that they get through to play Bloodstock on Metal to the Masses ends up being the next Bring Me or the next Sleep Token, or where it's just like everyone goes, shit, this band is good.
If you don't keep supporting them, then you'll never know, will you? And then the final award of the night was the Icon Award, and this went to the one and only Mr. Andy Coppin, who a lot of people know as the lead booker of Download Festival, but he also does a lot of other work as well with booking tours and other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. But
I just can't forgive him for teasing My Chem this year.
Yeah.
Oh God, he did, didn't he? Right, take the award off him.
More fool us for believing him, I guess. Like when he can walk around Download saying Metallica are playing in that tent over there, and everyone just laughs at him.
Yeah, some of the things he's made happen at Download over the years, like getting AC/DC in 2010. Okay, they brought their own stage and it was a bit of a mess about, but like not every festival gets AC/DC.
Mm.
You know, Linkin Park doing Hybrid Theory in full. Like he's the one that made that happen.
Yeah.
The one and only time they ever did that. So, congratulations, Andy, if you're listening to this, which I know you are, big fan of the channel, obviously. So that was all the winners of this year's Heavy Music Awards. What did you think? Did they get it right? And who would you like to see and win? Please subscribe if you're new, and if you'd like to hear or see more of this kind of stuff, then leave a like so we know what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for listening to this all the way to the end, and we will see you in the next one. Hi everyone, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you want to see something similar to this, then you can click on the link here. If you want to see something very different to this, then you can click on the link here. And if you haven't subscribed already and you want to, you can click on the link here. If you want to come and follow us on social media, you can click on the links in the description down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.